Look around social media. Alphas are everywhere, broadcasting their wins, their status, their dominance. Betas are constantly sharing, connecting, seeking validation through likes and comments. And sigma males? They're ghosts. Maybe they have accounts. Maybe they lurk, but they're not posting. They're not sharing. They're barely there. Most people think it's about being above it all, about not needing attention, about being too cool for social media. That's the surface explanation. Today, I'm giving you the real one. And once you understand why sigma males avoid social media, you'll see it's not about superiority. It's about something far more strategic and, honestly, far more concerning. Oh, and by the way, I've got something very special for you. Sigma's Black Book of Untouchable Power. It's an ebook that contains the forbidden secret knowledge that will turn you into the man others fear and respect. Warning. This will be deleted soon. The elite don't want you to see this. Grab it in the description section or pinned comment below. 1. They see it as a surveillance system. Here's the first real reason sigma males refuse to post on social media. They don't see it as a social platform. They see it as a voluntary surveillance system that people willingly participate in. When most people look at Instagram or Facebook or Twitter, they see connection tools, ways to stay in touch, platforms to share their lives, communities to belong to. When a sigma male looks at social media, he sees a detailed database of human behavior, preferences, locations, relationships, and patterns that's being compiled by corporations and accessible to anyone who knows how to look. Every photo you post reveals where you were and when. Every check-in broadcasts your location. Every like reveals your interests. Every comment shows who you associate with. Every share demonstrates what you believe. You're not just sharing your life. You're creating a comprehensive profile of yourself that includes your habits, your weaknesses, your schedule, your social connections, your political views, your purchasing behavior, your entire psychological profile. And you're doing it voluntarily. You're paying in data and attention for the privilege of being surveilled. Sigma males look at this and think, why would I participate in this? Why would I voluntarily give away detailed information about myself to corporations, potential employers, criminals, governments, and random strangers? The average person thinks they have nothing to hide. The sigma male knows that privacy isn't about having something to hide. It's about maintaining control over who knows what about you. Information is power, and every time you post on social media, you're giving away power over yourself to anyone who cares to collect it. The sigma male refuses to participate not because he's paranoid, but because he understands the actual transaction happening. You get validation and connection. They get comprehensive data about every aspect of your life that can be used in ways you don't control and can't predict. That's not a trade he's willing to make. While everyone else is posting their breakfast, their workout, their vacation, their thoughts, the sigma male is maintaining information asymmetry. He can see what you're doing. You can't see what he's doing. That's strategic advantage. Social media erases that advantage. It makes you transparent. It makes you predictable. It makes you controllable. And the sigma male values control over his own information more than he values the social benefits of sharing it. 2. They understand the performance trap. The second real reason sigma males avoid social media is they see it for what it actually is. A performance stage where everyone is pretending to live better lives than they actually live. Social media isn't documentation of reality. It's curated performance. Everyone is showing their highlight reel while hiding everything else. The vacation photos without the fight on the way there. The relationship pictures without the problems underneath. The success posts without the failures that led there. And this creates a system where everyone is performing for everyone else. Crafting images, managing perceptions, building brands of themselves that may or may not reflect who they actually are. The Sigma male looks at this and thinks, why would I participate in a system that requires constant performance and image management? He values authenticity, not in the Instagram sense where people perform authenticity for likes, but actual authenticity where you simply are what you are without needing to broadcast or prove it. Social media makes authenticity impossible, because the moment you're posting for an audience, you're performing. You're choosing what to show and what to hide. You're managing impressions. You're curating yourself. Even people who claim to be real on social media are performing realness. The carefully casual photo. The vulnerability post that's been edited 3 times. The authentic moment that was actually staged. The Sigma male refuses to play this game. He'd rather actually be himself in private than perform being himself in public. He watches people spend hours crafting posts that look effortless, editing photos to look natural, writing captions that seem spontaneous but were actually carefully constructed, all for likes and comments from people they barely know. And he thinks, this is insane. This is people trading their actual lives for the performance of life. Trading genuine experience for documented experience. Trading being present for looking like they're present. The Sigma male would rather have real experiences that nobody knows about than performed experiences that everyone sees. He'd rather build an actual, successful life than create the appearance of a successful life. He'd rather have genuine relationships than documented relationships. He'd rather be interesting than look interesting. Social media inverts this. It rewards the performance over the reality. The person who looks successful gets more attention than the person who actually is successful. The person who performs happiness gets more validation than the person who's genuinely happy. The Sigma male sees this inversion and opts out entirely. He'd rather live in reality than perform for an audience. And social media makes living in reality while participating impossible. You're either performing or you're not there. And he chooses not to be there. 3, they refuse to give their attention for free. Here's the third real reason, and it's the most calculated one. Sigma males understand that attention is currency, and they refuse to give theirs away for free. Social media companies are attention merchants. Their entire business model is capturing your attention and selling it to advertisers. Every scroll, every like, every comment, every minute you spend on the platform is time they're monetizing. You're not the customer. You're the product. Your attention is what they're selling. The average person doesn't think about this. They mindlessly scroll. They get sucked into feeds. They spend hours consuming content that they'll forget in minutes. And they're giving away the most valuable resource they have, their time and attention. The Sigma male looks at this and thinks, why would I give the most valuable thing I have to a corporation for free in exchange for nothing? Because what do you get from social media? Some entertainment, some connection, some validation, maybe some information you could get elsewhere faster. What does the platform get? Hours of your attention. Data about your behavior, influence over your thinking, access to your psychology, the ability to manipulate what you see and therefore what you think about. That's not an equal trade. The Sigma male values his attention too much to spend it on engineered addiction loops designed to keep him scrolling. He has goals, projects, things he's building, things that actually matter to him. Every hour spent on social media is an hour not spent on those things. And unlike most people, he's actually calculated that cost. 3 hours a day on social media is 1,095 hours per year. That's 45 full days. That's a month and a half of waking hours spent scrolling through other people's curated performances and looking at ads. What could you build with 45 extra days per year? What could you learn? What could you create? What could you accomplish? The Sigma male knows the answer, and he knows that answer is worth more than whatever social media offers. So he opts out. Not because he's above it, because he's done the math, and the math doesn't work. His attention is too valuable to give away for dopamine hits and social validation he doesn't need. His time is too important to spend on platforms designed to waste it. His focus is too crucial to fragment with constant notifications and updates. While everyone else is trading their attention for nothing, the Sigma male is investing his attention in things that compound: skills, knowledge, projects, relationships that matter. And 10 years later, the difference is obvious. The social media addicts have thousands of posts and nothing to show for it. The Sigma male has capabilities, achievements, and assets he built while everyone else was scrolling. 4. They value information asymmetry. The fourth real reason is about power dynamics. Sigma males understand that information asymmetry is a form of power, and social media eliminates it. Information asymmetry means you know things about others that they don't know about you. You can see their patterns, their habits, their preferences, their weaknesses. But they can't see yours. This is strategic advantage. In negotiations, in relationships, in competition, in life. When you know someone's history, their associations, their beliefs, their schedule, you have leverage. You can predict their behavior. You can anticipate their moves. You can position yourself advantageously. Social media gives everyone access to information about you. Your photos reveal your lifestyle. Your posts reveal your thinking. Your likes reveal your preferences. Your comments reveal your associations. Anyone who wants to can build a detailed profile of who you are, what you value, what you're vulnerable to, how to approach you, how to manipulate you. The Sigma male refuses to give away this information. He maintains information asymmetry deliberately. He can look at your social media and learn everything about you. Your relationship status, your job, your interests, your insecurities, your schedule, your friends, your political views. Your entire life is documented for him to analyze. But you can't do the same to him. His social media is empty or non-existent. You don't know what he's doing. You don't know who he's with. You don't know what he's building. You don't know his patterns or preferences. That asymmetry is power. In a negotiation, if he knows everything about you from your social media and you know nothing about him, who has the advantage? In a relationship, if she can see his entire history and associations while he reveals nothing unless he chooses to, who has more power? In competition, if he can track his competitors' moves through their social media while remaining invisible himself, who's better positioned? The Sigma male understands that transparency is only valuable if it's reciprocal. And social media creates one-sided transparency where you reveal everything and get nothing equivalent in return. So he stays dark. He lurks, he observes, he collects information about others while revealing nothing about himself. Is this manipulative? Maybe. But it's also strategic. And the Sigma male values strategy over social expectations about sharing. While everyone else is voluntarily making themselves transparent and therefore predictable, he remains opaque and therefore unpredictable. While everyone else is broadcasting their moves, he's moving in silence. Information asymmetry is leverage, and he's not giving away leverage for likes. 5. They see the psychological damage it causes. The fifth And possibly most important real reason Sigma males avoid social media is they've observed what it does to people psychologically, and they want no part of it. Social media rewires your brain. It shortens your attention span. It makes you dependent on external validation. It creates comparison anxiety. It fragments your focus. It trains you to perform instead of experience. It makes you constantly aware of what others think. The Sigma male watches this happen to people and thinks, I'm not letting that happen to me. He sees people who used to be content becoming anxious because they're constantly comparing their real lives to others' highlight reels. He sees people who used to be focused becoming scattered because they're constantly context switching between feeds. He sees people who used to be confident becoming insecure because their self-worth is tied to likes and comments. Social media creates psychological dependencies. You check it compulsively. You need the validation. You feel anxiety when you don't get engagement. You craft your life around what will perform well, rather than what actually matters to you. The Sigma male refuses to develop these dependencies. He values psychological freedom too much to trade it for social connection through screens. He maintains internal validation. His sense of worth comes from his own assessment, not from likes or comments or followers. Social media would corrupt that by introducing external validation loops that hijack his psychology. He maintains sustained attention. He can focus on one thing for hours without interruption. Social media would destroy that by training his brain to expect constant stimulation and novelty. He maintains genuine experience. He's present in his actual life, not documenting it for others. Social media would corrupt that by making him constantly aware of how experiences will look when shared. He watches people at concerts watching concerts through their phones so they can post about being at concerts. He watches people at restaurants photographing food instead of eating it. He watches people in relationships documenting their relationships instead of experiencing them. And he thinks, these people have traded living for performing life. And I'm not making that trade. The psychological cost of social media is invisible until you've paid it. By the time you realize it's changed how you think, how you focus, what you value, it's already done the damage. The Sigma male sees the damage in others and protects himself by staying out entirely. He'd rather have a quiet mind than a stimulated one. He'd rather have deep focus than fragmented attention. He'd rather have internal validation than external dependency. He'd rather live his life than document it. Social media makes all of those things impossible, so he chooses the life over the performance. So that's the real reason Sigma males refuse to post on social media. Not because they're mysterious or above it all, because they see it for what it actually is. A surveillance system they won't participate in. A performance trap they won't get caught in. An attention merchant they won't give their time to. An information asymmetry they won't eliminate. A psychological manipulation system they won't let rewire their brains. While everyone else is posting, sharing, performing, and trading their attention and privacy for validation, the Sigma male is building in silence, creating in private, living without documentation, operating without transparency. Is he missing out on connection? Maybe, but he's gaining focus, privacy, psychological freedom, information advantage, and time. For him, that's a better trade. You don't have to agree with it. You don't have to live this way. But now you understand why Sigma males are ghosts on social media. It's not mystery, it's strategy. If you're a Sigma male who's been off social media or minimal on it, drop a comment with dark and tell me which of these 5 reasons resonates most with why you stay off. If you're considering reducing your social media usage, this is your permission. You don't need to perform your life for strangers. You don't need to trade your attention for nothing. You don't need to give away information about yourself. You can just live, in private, in reality, without documentation. And if anyone asks why you're not on social media, you don't owe them an explanation. Just tell them you have better things to do with your time. Because you do. Until next time, stay dark.